the Saturday shave. So I'm gonna put on some Pro Rezo as I usually do. My go-to pre. Of course I take a shower and I wet my face. Using this product has been my routine for a long time now. And it can't hurt, right? That's the mental. In my eyes. So we're gonna use my Samo 2000. That it was had the original sticker and everything, but the clear coating on it cracked. So what I did with this one, I sanded it down and I put on something, but it could have been a little bit darker, I guess. So I guess I could have painted or soaked it more in the solution there, but it's okay. It's pretty good looking brush. And the soap, this is soap is La Toja, and I have the soap stick that I grated, and I'm pressed down in this IKEA that you can't buy anymore. I soaked the soap a little bit, and then I transferred to my brush. I need to wet my brush a little bit more. It's a bit dry. So today I think we'll face lather, because I haven't done it in a while. So we celebrated 17th of May. On Friday. What you doing this weekend? Smells good. So I'm gonna add in a little bit more water into the brush. Maybe I need to add more. Too dry. Shedding a little bit, but it's not the usual. Very natural boar or natural bristle brush. I got this from my friend, a friend of mine in Canada some time ago. It was one of my first Samogs, I think. And the 2000 is a really good brush. I recommend it highly. I don't know if it will come apart on me. Sorry about the water. We'll see. Maybe a little bit pasty. Yeah, well, I was thinking of buying a brush too, but we'll see. So Matti had a very nice brush that he made himself, with the handle at least. Yeah, maybe a little bit pasty, but it's okay. Since Toja doesn't sell their shaving soap anymore, I mean they sell the stick, but they don't sell the manituales or what it's, I don't know what it's called. It's hard to express. So I do just a little bit hairs in there now. But I just grate it and put it in this container, or let's call it. Sorry, I just have to rinse off my hands. So I think we go with the Gillette. This is the black tip, and I don't know if it's the right place. I just bought at the antique store some blade box in there. So it's a beautiful razor there. Torco, the French or blades I bought in Andorra. No markings. So we just put that in the good old Gillette razor. Close the doors and tighten down a little bit. The blade gap, just to be sure. A little bit overhang, as you might see. Looks good to go. First pass. Oh, this soap smells so good. So if you haven't tried the Toja stick, I recommend it. Sorry, I sneezed there. So I've been watching a series about the Kennedy dynasty on TV. It's an interesting family, I must say. But it's sad to hear what happened to their family and everything. It's like they had a, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it, but it's really sad what happened. But I think we all could relate to it one way or another. Just touch up a little bit. More hairs. Shedding. Yeah, we can relate to it. My, my mother's father died when he was 48, 49 years old. And his wife died when she was 60. And my aunt had my cousin. He died in 90s sometime in an airplane accident. So only 20, I don't know how old he was, 24, 26 or something years old. It's tragical. People says, oh, it's so sad that people die of old age when they're 80 or 89 or 97 or something. But then it's not really so sad anymore. Of course it's sad because you don't get to see the person anymore. But they lived a full life, you can say. I'm not gonna say that people that has a short life, maybe they don't have a full life. They can still have a pretty full life in many ways. But not exactly full life though. So yeah, that's just life, I guess. You got to overcome or continue living. Life goes on, alright? Okay. So that was the first pass. So far no cuts, nicks. And I get soap in my hair. So I have to rinse out. Just wet the brush a little bit, because it was a little bit pasty maybe or dry. Soap. Yeah, I think the handling, the coating or whatever, the paint or clear coating didn't stand up to the weather or something. I don't know what you put on it outside, but now it's just bare wood mostly. I did paint it with something or soak it in a bucket with something. Just to get something protection for the water so it doesn't rot or whatever. But if you dry it afterwards, it's okay. Pretty good. So I mostly have vintage racers. What I have most of, I mean. I have a few. I have some modern racers more than a few though, but I prefer the vintage ones. Maybe because of the way they look or the history. I don't know. Just happened to be like that. When I started wet shaving, I just bought a Progress because I liked the way it looked and all that. And then I did a trade with a friend in the States. And he sent me a, a Gillette, a slim adjustable. And I thought, oh, maybe this is a fat boy. Of course, it wasn't a fat boy, but it was even better, in my opinion. Slim adjustable, because I didn't know the difference between them so much then. So that was my first Gillette. Adjustable vintage Gillette razor. This was maybe back in 2012, 2013 or something. And there wasn't many groups on Facebook back then. I was a member of the Big Shave that Stefan Forger made. And maybe I was in the Badge and Blade group too, a while there before they closed it. And then in 2013 I made my own group because I became so fond of or fell in love with the old vintage Gillettes. I bought more and more. So I made my own group in 2013. Because yeah, I never been into straight razors because for me it looks like it's too much. You have to strap it and you have to hone it. And just intimidating factor of it. Holding practically a knife against your face. But I used to show that though. Oh, looks like I got a few nicks there. Or bleeder whippers. Happens even if you use pre-shave. So this Toja soap is really good if you haven't tried it. There I got a foam. So let's hope the camera is straight. First sneezing and phone, typical. But I have to answer. Yeah, it looks like I got a weeper, a couple of weepers there. Happens. Let's see if we can make this ladder shine a little bit more. So I have 25 subscribers. Thank you for that. Hope it will climb a little bit more. Takes time, I guess, even though I try to spread the word through from Instagram and Twitter and such. I don't spread it in the groups because I rather wanted the subscribers to find my channel, but just, I don't know, coincidence, but it's not that easy, I guess. And I don't know if my videos are that interesting, I don't know. I tried to make it interesting. Maybe that's better. Yeah, this brush is shedding. I did pack it for a trip and I didn't protect it much, so that might be the reason. But we'll see if it disintegrates or not. Trying Kevin Shane's method. Maybe I should try my method next time, or when I mention, I mean, last video. Okay, now the ladder looks thicker and more fluffy, I guess, so we can work it, but it's okay. I think I cut my beard a little bit there, or my goatee. A few hairs happens. I try to look straight into the camera sometimes, but you know, you want to see yourself in the mirror too when you're shaving. And I don't have a big phone. I'm using my hand phone, iPhone 6s, and it's not the biggest screen on it, so it's. If I had a bigger screen on it, I could look into it with more ease. Yeah, it's okay. Get some of the soap out. Fantastic product. Shaving soap. It's not so sticky as the Gillette creams. You know, when I get it in my hands, I have to wash it up every time. That is just the angle there. And I get a little bit cuts or whatever here sometimes because I don't shave my mustache all the time. I usually have a mustache. Maybe a little deeper. There. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I will rinse off, and then I will do a little bit of recap on what I used, and I'll be back for you. Okay, rinsed off and ready. So a little bit red there, but there's no bleeding, but you might see you get a little bit something there. But and maybe a little bit deeper there. But that's what happens when you use the old fashioned razor. Even with the modern razors I cut myself. I used Gillette Fusion Pro Guide, and I turned it around to use to trim it to here. To trim here. And every time I pressed maybe too hard, because I thought, you know, the other way is spring, so I didn't think much about it, and you can still see the marks here. So I was thinking of buying the Toja aftershave, but since I have a lot of bills to pay this month, I have to change tires on the car, and the summer tires, and new windscreen wipers, and maintenance fee stacks up. So I'm just going to use the balm that I bought in Barcelona. I'm not sure if I used it before, maybe one time in Barcelona. Never had the balm before. I had the aftershave one time before, and I really like it. Like Toja Balsamo, aloe vera. There's a stick or something in the back side. Formula, no alcohol. Barcelona. So this is it's first time I tried a really good brush, Samog 2000. Before or after I did restore it, so it doesn't look like that original. I mean, and soap. La Toja, I didn't. I was thinking of printing out with color and the stick, but I thought I'd just make this instead and save the ink instead. So I made it simple, and I know what soap it is. And that's the soap. So this is one stick of La Toja. I was thinking of grinding two, but I didn't have the best grinder. I couldn't find the other cheese grinder, so I used just one stick. And razor, black tip Gillette with a Torco blade. So I just rinse it off, and then I rinse my razor and I wipe it a little bit on the towel there. I just wipe, take off the water, rinse it off, and here, paper, put it back in. There we go, and pencil. So 2 times used. So may have a nice weekend and week coming. Take care. Spend time with your family, your friends. Important things in life.